Emily, how have European leaders responded to this crisis in the Middle East?
Well, in the immediate aftermath of the attack, you saw European leaders from across the continent expressing solidarity, condemning the attack, condemning it as, in the words of, for example, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, as barbaric. And so there really has been a groundswell of support on that front, and pretty immediately after the attack started. In Germany, in particular, given the country's history, there is very much a sort of national priority to ensure solidarity with Israel, and so that is something that's very much been part of the discussion here. You have seen in the last, in the recent days, there's discussion on the EU level. EU foreign ministers have come together to meet to discuss what the next steps are, and so, in the developing situation, I'm sure we'll keep seeing more.
And what discussions are happening around aid for Israelis and Palestinians?
Well, at the moment, and really in the last 24 hours, you have seen quite an intense discussion happening about what kind of aid should continue going to the Palestinians. There was a statement from a top EU official saying that all aid would be stopped in the wake of what had happened, and then that decision was discussed among EU countries, and there was quite a backlash to it. So there has been a discussion now that humanitarian aid to Palestinians will, at the moment, continue. What we have seen is that some national leaders have said that other types of aid, perhaps development aid, is going to be potentially put on hold while countries look at where that money is going and sort of reevaluate in light of everything going on, kind of how that should look in the immediate future.
And how is the conflict being debated in different European countries?
Well, you have this solidarity on the national level and from national leaders, and I think among a great portion of the population. But in countries like Germany, for example, where you do have a large Muslim population and several sort of pro-Palestinian groups, you did see some people, for example, in one neighborhood of Berlin, celebrating what had happened. And so you have kind of a deeper divide in some cases in terms of how people feel about what's happening, and that has sparked a lot of discussion within Germany's Muslim community and within Muslim associations as to how best to respond. And so here and in other countries like France and the United Kingdom, you're seeing, for example, security at Jewish organizations, at synagogues, starting to be heightened in the wake of this, and there are certainly some tensions that have arisen as a result among the population.
Okay, Emily Schultheis reporting there from Berlin. Australian journalist